Hey everyone, it's Amber Spotted Elk at the Paper Owl and welcome to my channel. Today we have some fun spring floral arrangements in store for you. Not all of these are strictly floral arrangements, but different ways that you can incorporate florals into your projects. So I hope that you enjoy these as much as I did. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel. Comment below, let me know which of these projects is your favorite. And as always, if you'd like to become part of the Paper Owl family, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified every single time that I upload. And without further ado, let's get started. Hey everyone, so starting out, I've got this bucket. I had already painted it white with that black trim, so I am adding some decals that I made on my Cricut. Of course, you can always use like stickers from the Dollar Tree or printouts, whatever you have, always use that. So I just made this cute little sign here. It says Wilson's Nursery, Farm Fresh Flowers, and then we're going to be making a floral arrangement inside of this. The decals were super easy to make, nothing crazy. I did split them up so that it would make it easier to kind of wrap around the tin. This tin I got, I think, at the thrift store for like $2, really inexpensive. And I just did some chalk paint on there and gave it kind of that the enamel look. Goodness, I couldn't think of it. So I added some of the foam down in the bottom and then decided which florals I wanted to put in and then just kind of started adding them in. So I added basically one type of floral at a time. So I did the white bunches first and then the light purple and dark purple and just kind of added them in, making sure that I was filling the space out and that I was kind of mixing them together so I wasn't getting too much of one kind in any space. And then I'm just kind of moving them around, making sure that they look how I want them to. And then, of course, there are some gaps here where I want things to be covered up. So I've got those moss balls that I also got at the Dollar Tree. And these florals are from the Dollar Tree as well. Their spring florals, they really have been doing amazing. And so I'm covering up all those spots. I did put some just plastic bags down in the bottom to kind of dummy that up so I didn't have to use as many moss balls. And then I took some random extra greenery pieces that I had around just to fill it out even a little bit more. I feel like adding those fresh kind of bright greens really make it a nice spring arrangement. This next one is so easy, you guys. So I have this wreath that I got actually at a garage sale for $2, which was amazing. And what's great about these type of wreaths is that you can put your floral arrangements in and don't need like hot glue. They'll fit in between the branches. I got this Peonies floral bouquet off of Amazon and it was a 2-pack for $13, and this was a huge arrangement, and I was so amazed at how many florals came on each pick. So I'll link that down below if you guys are interested. It's definitely an amazing buy. Peonies are one of my favorites. I wish that Dollar Tree carried a version of them. So I'm basically just adding these around. So I took kind of the bigger floral pieces and just kind of evenly laid those out in the wreath and then added some of the smaller pieces that came on the floral pick in between to fill it out. And then I did have some Dollar Tree florals that were really similar in color, and it was actually the hops, I believe, from their fall collection that really matched this green from the Peonies. And so I basically just filled that out and it turned out so good. So this is from the thrift store. I got this for I think $1, and it's like a little firewood carrier. Like it's super small, but I believe that's what it's for. I got these eucalyptus. These are real eucalyptus branches. My mother-in-law, my goodness, I can't speak today. My mother-in-law gave these to me. She was no longer using them. They look a little bit outdated, so I decided to paint all of these things. So I'm really excited. So I started out using Silver Lining by Waverly, and I did the whole basket in this, and then I'm going to do the handles in a black, and then that little top part where your hand grabs, I'm going to do that in white. I wanted to give this more of like a modern farmhouse look, and so I decided to go with these colors. The Silver Lining ended up being a little bit too light because I painted the eucalyptus white. I spray painted them white to give them a new, fresh look. Because, like I said, they just looked a little bit outdated. I wanted to show you my mug. I love that. It says I can totally make that. So I took the branches, I kind of cut them up a little bit so that they were sized a little bit better for the basket. And I didn't need that many. I used like two of the big branches and then a couple smaller ones to fill out this little basket. So that worked out great. And what I did is with the spray paint in the spots that I didn't get very well or that I couldn't get very well just because of the size, I went back in with my paintbrush and just painted those areas. And that worked out so well to make sure I didn't have a lot of color showing through and just to make them a little bit more vibrant and give them more of that pop, which I was really looking for because I love that these are natural, but they're painted kind of an unnatural color to really give it that modern look. And so when I put these in the basket with that white, the Silver Lining by Waverly, the colors weren't as much of a contrast as I was hoping. So I decided to go back through and make the basket a little bit of a darker gray. And I just made my own. So you can see I mixed black and white over there. And just made it more of a darker gray so that when the white branches are laying in the basket, they have more of a contrast and it really makes the branches pop and makes the basket look better. So you can see how much of a difference that is between the light and dark gray. This is a wreath I already had, and I'm going to be kind of making it more springy. So I'm wrapping it with this pink burlap, and I did get this from the Dollar Tree. And one roll of this covers this wreath form very well. And this is one of those like green foam wreaths that Dollar Tree carries. And so I'm just basically covering this over the burlap that's already there, just so that if anything peeks through, it looks fine. And so I wrap this all the way around, and it like literally it barely fits around this entire wreath form. So and this isn't a large wreath form, so if you have anything bigger than this and you're using the 9-foot burlap from the Dollar Tree, you're going to need more than one. I take their Gerber daisies from their spring collection in the pink and the purple, and then I take their berries and then the branches and then the other pink and purple branches that they have and just kind of make an arrangement. And what I like to do is I like to lay it out and I make kind of it sprayed out on either side, and then I wrap it in the middle with twine, and then that's what I attach my flowers to. But I kind of like to get an idea of what my arrangement's going to look like before I wrap it all together. So I decide I like what I did here, and so I just kind of trim some things up, and then I lay it out just how I want it to make sure it's going to look nice. And then I take my twine, like I said, and I wrap it all along in the middle, and that gives it a nice sturdy base for the flowers to be glued onto. And then I will attach it with another piece of twine to the wreath form, and then that way I can reuse my wreath form, or I can take this floral arrangement off and I can use it on something else if I'd like to. I love doing this. It saves your wreath forms so that you don't have to continue buying them season after season. You can always repurpose them, or you can keep them the same if you want to use it for next year. But I love doing this. It's a great way to use your products. So I definitely recommend doing something like that. And this is definitely sturdy. And if I want to keep this for next year, I'd absolutely be able to. So I glue those branches up along the side, just because I liked that look a little bit better, versus them laying out. And it turned out so cute. Next up, we're going to be making this Hello Spring sign. So I had this plaque, and it already had the hanging element. It had like a sticker. You can kind of see the outline there. And so I take some sandpaper and try and get that outline off as much as possible. And then I did want this distressed anyway, so it worked out. And then once I have it all sanded, I clean it off a little bit to make sure my decal is going to be nice on there. And I did make this with a Cricut. I used the Babette font. That's one of my favorites. So I made this little greenery arrangement, which I absolutely love. And these are from the Dollar Tree. The middle pieces are actually from those Gerber daisy flowers. Those are the petals from that. And then I had some paper flowers, just these tiny little white ones that I stuck in the middle. But those foliage branches and the spider branches, those are all from the Dollar Tree. And I love making some floral arrangements that are mostly greenery, just because it's a floral arrangement doesn't mean it has to be all flowers. And I wanted to make sure that that's something that I talk about, because having those pops of greenery, just by themselves can really do so well, look so well in your home. Next up, I've got this vase from the Dollar Tree. Obviously, this is one of their Valentine's Day vases, and I decided I'm going to be covering that up. Obviously, Valentine's Day is over, and I want to make this more able to use year round. So I take some of the spackling from the Dollar Tree and I mix it in with Waverly White chalk paint until I got kind of this creamy consistency. And then I take a foam brush and I add that on to where I taped off on my vase. And this gives it kind of that plastered look to it, and I love this. It comes out with so much texture and just looks so amazing. And then obviously you can clean it up with just a little sponge sandpaper thing that I got from the Dollar Tree, or you can take a wet washcloth and clean up any edges that may have bled through. But that turned out so cute. Next up, this is so simple and easy, you guys. I love this. So you take some burlap. I got this from Walmart, like this big ream of it for like $4. It was amazing. So I cut out some squares. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be super even. And then basically you're going to put some rocks or anything heavy, marbles or whatever you have, in the base of this burlap. And mine were about 10 by 10 approximately. So if you want these like bigger, or you want like them to wrap around like a tiny little like terracotta pot or something, you'll need to make them much larger. So you can see I just put some rocks in the base, and then I'm taking some lavender stems that I've had, and just wrapping them around with some twine. Like, so easy, you guys, so simple. Anyone can do this. And if you look for like a 3-pack of these at Target, I promise you it'll cost much more. I probably used about 2 bunches of flowers, a bag of rocks, and then this burlap. Like, I maybe spent $5 maximum making this project, and if you were to buy this in the store, it would cost triple that easily, if not more. But here's our Peonies wreath. I'm so in love with this, you guys. I love this for spring, for summer, my goodness, even fall. Like, this is just such a beautiful piece. The peonies are just one of my favorite florals, and for the price is just, it's unbeatable. Like, it is so stunning, so easy to make. I mean, such minimal tools required. I love it. Here is our little hello wreath. I put some little paper flowers in the corner there that I had laying around on that hello sign, and that just gave it a little extra pop. But I love these spring florals and the berries that they have this year at the Dollar Tree. This is just such a fun spring wreath, and I just love having this extra pop of color around. It's not something I normally do, and so I'm really liking it. And here's our greenery hello spring sign. I am so in love with this little greenery arrangement here at the top. I just love having that fresh, bright look. And then spring is just around the corner. I know a lot of us are dealing with snow right now, but having these pops of greenery can definitely brighten your day if you're dealing with some cold weather right now. And then here is our little nursery tin, and I absolutely love the way this turned out. I love the 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 purple florals, and I love the little pops of greenery in there, the little moss balls. Like, it just looks like a nice wild flower arrangement, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. And then, of course, our lavender pieces that we did. Again, these are so adorable and so inexpensive to make and so easy. All of these projects, like, you guys can do this if you want to. And then here's our little vase. I just threw a greenery stem in here. This is a eucalyptus branch that I got from Michael's for like $2 on clearance. But I love this texture on this vase. Like, it turns out so amazing. You could play with colors with this and make it look just so incredible. I love how the white looks with the greenery. It's just so fresh and so light, with the snow in the background there. And then here you can see how much that white eucalyptus pops on that gray, darker gray basket. I am so in love with how this turned out, and I think I'm going to put it by the fireplace just because of how cute it is. But it's such a nice modern statement piece. You guys, I hope you liked all of these and will try some of them out. They are just so cute and so adorable and affordable and easy. So please like this video if you liked it. Give it a big thumbs up. Comment below. Let me know which of these is your favorite. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and happy crafting.